idea who is going to update us on what's going on with the municipal harbor plan?
Unfortunately, I've been limited to 10 minutes. Rail gets the municipal harbor plan for an hour, but...
Which is why he's been limited to 10 minutes. We'll give you 15.
So let's see how quickly I can speak. The current status is, who knows? Let me give you a little background. The handout that I left at the counter, at the check-in counter, was 1 year ago, NEWRA voted against the municipal harbor plan. Following that, there were some changes, and a public comment period ended at the end of April, and I filed a personal comment because there had been changes. I have copies of that comment letter here if anyone would like to see them. After that, the next in the sequence of events is, under the waterways regulations, consultations between, and I will call it the BRA, the way David Roderick did, and I will divert for a second. The votes that the board takes are the Boston Redevelopment Authority. The BPDA is what they're calling themselves, but the legislature called them the Boston Redevelopment Authority, still calls them the Boston Redevelopment Authority, and their action is by vote of the BRA. So the BRA and the state entered into a consultation period about the municipal harbor plan. The regulations say that it shall last for 60 days unless extended. It was extended to 9 months. The next and final extension expires a week from Monday. And what's going on, we don't know because the public has not been told. Nothing has been posted. No information has come from the state or the BRA as to what they've been talking about for 9 months. I just learned from the attorney for Harbor Towers, with whom I've communicated very nicely over the past several months, that 2 days after the close of this extension, which is going to be, I guess, the Wednesday after a week from Monday, something will be posted, and we'll see what the current form of the municipal harbor plan is. There is to be a comment period, so the attorney for Harbor Towers was told 3 or 4 weeks ago, but probably a short one, probably 1 week. I will file a comment on whatever form the municipal harbor plan now takes. I can do it personally, or I can do it on behalf of NEWRA as you wish. I want to conclude and surprise Mary that I can do it in less than 10 minutes with a couple of comments. 2 comments that I made in the comment letter in April were that the public purpose for which a 585-foot tower at the harbor garage was supported by in the municipal harbor plan as it looked then, was to promote higher density development and a variety of building heights. And as I said in my comment letter, nowhere in the regulations does higher density development give a basis for violating the standards for waterways, which is that the height at the water's edge should be 50 feet, and as you step back, it can go back to 150 feet. So the 585-foot building violates the regulations by 4 to 5 times, and the reason given to me is weak. The next and final thing that I want to mention that I said in my comment letter was the BRA proposes that the developer, in order to get his 585-foot height, 4 to 5 times the regulations, should pay the City of Boston for design and use standards a minimum of $300,000. Design and use standards sounds to me like the BRA. They're our designers, right? But they're our planners. So that means play. That means if you want to go up 585 feet, you've got to give us at least $300,000. But maybe you'll only get 200 feet for $300,000. does that strike anyone else as outrageous as it strikes me?
The whole thing's
I wonder.
outrageous.
So, anyway, let's see what the municipal harbor plan now looks like. And as I say, would you like me to write a letter for NEWRA or a personal letter? I can do either one.
Well, I think we've taken a position on the first go-round. So I guess it really depends on how different it is. I mean, if our previous position is still correct based on what the new proposal is, then I suppose we could just go with that. I guess it's hard to say without knowing. I mean, do you have any idea what's happening with this?
I have, to be honest, I have no update, in the sense from the state's perspective. They have kind of gone dark a little bit in terms of what they're going forward. I don't know if there's an extension coming, but I would maybe want to assume so because of the fact that they just continue to, be pushing this back further and further, and I've heard no information, so.
Yeah, well, my information was the extension ends a week from Monday.
Right.
We'll see what happens.
Right.
Sure.
Yeah, I mean, to think that they would give us 1 week to comment
Yeah, I don't.
after, this has been going on for 9 months, and who knows what else is going to change, it really does not seem adequate. So I hope we could get some advocacy on that point.
Since I have a little time, may I add to Dave Kubiak's comments? And I want to read something, Dave.
If you're supporting my...
Yes. And after I read it, I'll tell you where it comes from. In the last 2 decades, as Boston has reemerged as the center of a vibrant New England economy, areas of the waterfront were rediscovered as sites for new offices and luxury housing. However, many of these new developments stand as barriers between the city and the harbor, precluding water-dependent businesses and activities, providing benefits to the residents of the city. You would go along with that, I assume. That was written in October 1990 by the Boston Redevelopment Authority, as it's from the Harbor Park plan of the Municipal Harbor Plan that was adopted then. So 38 years ago, the BRA acknowledged that this was happening, and 38 years later, they're still letting it happen.
So, point of clarification, for those who don't know the municipal harbor plan. What Victor was referring to is the downtown waterfront municipal harbor plan, and that covers the waterfront area from Long Wharf down to Evelyn Moultrie Bridge, I think.
Yes.
Beyond that, it's called, I think, the 4-Point Channel Municipal Harbor Plan. On this side of the Marriott Long Wharf, it's called the North End Waterfront Municipal Harbor Plan, otherwise known as the Harbor Park Plan. And if you Google Boston Harbor Park Plan, you should be able to find it. And I recommend that anyone interested in the waterfront, especially in our neighborhood, read that plan. You'll learn a lot, and I think you're going to be shocked.
Thank you, David. Thank you, Victor.